What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Nathan, and on this planet we send it. And what we're going to be getting today, well, it's been about 3-4 weeks since I last got up into the beehive to see how they've been after installing the new queen. And I want to go ahead and get on up there and take a look and see if the queen is no kidding taken. So I don't plan on this to be too intrusive of an inspection. I just kind of want to get into the brood box and just make sure that the queen is laying her eggs. And if I can see the queen, that would be awesome. But as soon as I see more than hopefully just that one frame that I originally, when I transferred the new nuke or partial nuke into the hive, as long as I see a little bit more than that, then I'll be happy and I'll go ahead and close her up. But I just want to see a little bit more activity than the last time I was in there. All right, I got a plan in place. Risks are acceptable. Let's go ahead and send it. So before I get too started, I want to maybe pull some of these grapevines on out of here and get them so that ants can't necessarily that easily crawl on up here or anything else, so keep the insects down. Plus I also got my smoker down there going. It's actually doing a little roast right now, so I figured I'd go ahead and use that smoke to go ahead and start calming the bees down before I go ahead and get on in it. All right, let's go take a look in here. This is looking a lot healthier than when we pulled it off when we started this whole project of saving the hive. And it's looking like there's quite a few bees in there. So, and a lot of small bees. So I'm thinking I see a lot of new baby bees. And yeah, this is appearing to be a little bit more promising. Again, let's go ahead and get on in there. And we'll try to get on in and get on out. Seem to be a lot more calmer every time I start off with my smoker. It looks like I may have cut up a little bit of the honey there. This is all new honey. We'll put this to the side for a little bit. Still just seeing a lot of honey right now. No new larvae. Let me take another look here. I'm actually seeing bee bread and all kind of other stuff in this frame. All right, well, we have new brood here, so that's a good sign. Let me take a deeper look at it real fast. All right, well, I don't know how well you can see this. Actually, let me take the camera. I'm going to put this in the light. I'm definitely seeing larvae, so I'm going to, hopefully this comes in for you guys real good. I'm going to go slowly, so hopefully with the sun's reflection in there, you can kind of see it. But in between there, there's some new larvae. So the queen is in there. She's doing her thing. We got new brood right here. It's coming out. I know I said I kind of wanted to just, you know, see only one frame of larva, but I'm going to go ahead and just change the plan real quick, and I want to see there's a little bit more. The bees are calm, and that's just a really great sign. So we're going to go ahead and just inspect and just see if we can see a little bit more brood, just to get an idea on how much they've expanded from that one frame. I didn't realize this on first glance, but there's actually some open queen cups here. So let's go ahead and take those off and let them clear those out of the way. I don't know if they were actually used or they're just getting rid of them now, but it looks like they've been trying to break them down, so I'm going to help them out. And I'm trying to remember which way that I pulled this out from so I can put it exactly the way I found it, to the best of my ability at least. The bees are definitely being very calm. Makes it so much easier, especially as a new beekeeper. I'm definitely seeing a lot more larvae in this one. And this is actually the new frame. This is a new frame that she's expanded into, because the frame that we were just looking at was the original one, because that had the drawn out comb. But she's, let's see if we might not be able to find the queen. I didn't see her on that one. It's a good sign so far on 2 frames I have brood. Let's see if we might be on a 3rd or a 4th. This one definitely feels heavier. Oh, that one's full of brood. Let's see if we can't find the queen here. Look at that, all brood. This queen is healthy wherever she is. We got 3 frames of brood. Let's go ahead and look for some more. This is one of the new frames I put in there for them to be able to expand. Let's see how they're using it. By the size of those, and there is some larvae in there, I'm going to kind of tilt this back and forth. That appears to be drone larvae. So the men bees. Just making sure I'm not seeing our queen over here. All right, still nothing on the queen yet. Coming to the last 2 frames. What I'm happy to see so far, there's also no cross comb. Oh, this one's heavy. This must be honey. Oh yeah, this is looking like a lot of honey. And this one right here is currently empty. Looks like they're starting to draw on it now, but they're not quite there yet. All right, well, the queen has eluded me again. I'm definitely not that good at finding the queen, but the queen has about 3 to 4, almost 4, going on her 4th frame of brood. So she's in there and she's healthy and she's doing great. So what I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just out of plain curiosity, since there are so many frames that are brood and there's still a couple of open frames that haven't been filled in yet, I'm kind of curious to see what's going on in the flow frame in the honey super, so that I can see necessarily where we are and maybe how close or not we are to actually being able to harvest honey. I anticipate they might have been using it to go ahead and build use the resources in the honey super to go ahead and build what they've gotten so far, but that's okay though. As long as they're definitely appear to be starting to grow in numbers pretty well, and it's going to keep continuing the more frames that they're using for brood, so I'm very happy with that. Let's go ahead and get on into the honey super and see what's happening. You can kind of see where that frame that I cut open the honey was dripping down here, and they're all trying to drink it up. Fortunately, got a couple of casualties also in there. Let's go ahead and see what's happening here in the honey super. Activity is moderate, not heavy. Let's go ahead and just pull out one of the frames real fast from the center. Maybe 2 or 3 at the most, but the center is where most of the action usually is as far as like storing the honey. So as long as this will give us a good sort of bellwether on how well it's doing or not. It's heavy. And it is almost completely full of honey. Not capped, but it is almost completely full. We are getting really close. Check that out. We are getting really close to being able to harvest some of the honey. Got all this capped right now. This is what, maybe 20-30% or so. We got to get to where it's at least 90% before we can harvest. Let's take a look at the other one next to it. The cool thing is the bees are definitely seeming like the calm genes have taken over. Either that or the smoking prior to with my smoker. But yeah, they're getting really close. So it seems, oh, and this one's even more. Check out how much more this one is. We had 20-30% here, then plus this. It looks like we're approaching about maybe 40 to 50% with just this little bit. So again, once it gets to 90%, we'll be harvesting here real soon. I'm looking at the one to your right that's furthest from me. That one also is looking like it's maybe 30% cap, so we're getting there. The more the numbers increase on this hive, the better it's going to be, the faster we'll start producing honey. So all right, that's going to go ahead and wrap up this video. And I believe the GoPro overheated as I was talking about how I was very happy to see that it looks like the genes from the bee, the new queen, I should say, is spreading throughout the colony. Now, it's kind of hard to say. I'm sure that is a big portion of it, and but I don't know how much my smoker is also affected, this pre-smoking that I've been doing, that seemed to be working on the old genes of the old colony. But at a minimum, it's been about 3 or 4 weeks, so that's plenty of time for the new queen bee's babies to start taking over, and I'm pretty sure that's all the new babies that I was seeing in there. But mostly, like, I will also say that I was dripping sweat all up in there, so that's another reason I was trying to get in and out of there. It was just like coming through the veil, so it was a little warm up there. I'm not looking forward to when it gets another month into July, and then it's really going to be warm, at least for San Diego. But hands down, the best thing that I was most excited to see is I got 3 frames plus a little bit more of brood, that the queen is doing healthy. She's laying babies and she's doing a very great job right now. So as long as she keeps that up, fingers crossed. I would like to say, maybe in about 3 to 4 weeks, I'll be harvesting honey. It'll be the first time, so I don't really know, but I feel like we've faced a lot of adversity, so that honey is going to be well deserved, and really excited to be harvesting when we get to that point. But anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one.